In this lecture, we will work with pyGame. Specifically, this lecture will focus on loading, displaying, and moving images on keypress in pyGame. The first step is to download the two images attached to this lecture as a course resource, samplecharacterimage.png and sampleenvironmentimage.png, and to drag and drop them into the folder where our Python file is stored. Then we are ready to start coding. Up at the top of the code, we will import pyGame. The next step is to call pygame.init to initialize the pyGame game engine. Then we will create a variable named width and set it equal to 960, and a variable named height and set it equal to 540. Then we will create a variable named clock and set it equal to pygame.time.clock. Next we will create a variable named screen and set it equal to pygame.display.setMode, and pass in a tuple with the values width, height. After that, we will have a variable named bg that will be responsible for holding the background image. We will set it equal to pygame.image.load and pass in the string sampleenvironment.png. Then we will create a variable named image and set it equal to pygame.image.load and pass in the string samplecharacterimage.png. Next, we will scale the image down by setting image equal to pygame.transform.scale and passing in image as the first argument and a tuple as the second argument with the values 300, 350. Note that this is the width, height for the image to scale to. Let's create a variable named x that we set equal to 0, and a variable named y set equal to 250. These will be used to keep track of the position of the image variable, storing the image for our character. The final step is to create an infinite loop by typing while true. And here is where we add the code to handle the game events like key presses and quitting the game. We will have a for loop. For event in pygame.event.get. Inside of the for loop, we will check if the type of event is pygame.quit. If so, we will call pygame.quit and then use Python's quit function to close the program. If the type of the event is pygame.keyDown, we will check if the key being pressed is the left arrow key. If so, we will use the minus equals operator to decrement x by 50. If the key is the right arrow key, we will use the plus equals operator to increment x by 50. Then we will use the blit function, which is responsible for displaying and moving images. We will type screen.blit and pass in bg as the first argument, and a tuple with 0, 0 as the second argument. Then we will call blit again and pass in image as the first argument, and a tuple with x, y passed in. As the x value changes when the left and right arrow keys are pressed, this line will move our character left and right. After that, we will call pygame.display.flip, followed by clock.tick, and pass in 60. When we run the code, notice both the background image and the character are displayed. If we click the right arrow key, the character moves right. If we click the left arrow key, the character moves left. Great job, you just learned how to display and move images using pyGame. In the next lecture, we will get some more experience working with pyGame.